So I saw Avengers Infinity War, and it was good. Not great or bad, not one of the MCU's best, but definitely not their worst. Very enjoyable film, but I don't really even know if I should call this a film, because to me it feels more like an event, something that's 10 years in the making, and really, it's different than most movies. It doesn't have a 3-act structure, and not much character development. You know, going into this, I wasn't expecting it to be much in terms of genuine filmmaking, as more of I felt it to be this just big cinema blockbuster. And upon coming out of the theater, I wasn't disappointed. It was exactly that. It didn't strive to be anything unique or anything groundbreaking. It was mostly just action, characters, and some pretty good storytelling. It wasn't something that's meant to be huge in terms of genuine groundbreaking film, as more it's just to be a big summer movie payoff to 10 years of film. The thing I was most scared about going to this film was also that it wouldn't be able to balance all the characters, considering this is the first film in the MCU to have literally every hero that they've introduced in 10 years. So I felt this film was going to be cluttered, just a big mess, and not be able to actually balance all its characters. But I was quite wrong, considering the characters and the amount of them is what's the best part of the film, because it allows the film to be paced better in terms of the way it plots scenes out and the way it jumps between its characters and the groups and setups that it puts each character in. Nothing in terms of the characters ever felt forced or boring, and they all seemed to fit and work with what was wanted and needed with each group. Some characters don't get as much screen time or spotlight as you'd expect them to, but they still work with what's given. I did feel a little disappointment with Captain America, considering he almost had barely anything to fully do in the film. The villains in this movie were actually really great, mostly Thanos. Thanos is probably one of the MCU's best villains, and I really felt his presence, and he did feel like a genuine threat, something that had been missing in almost every MCU film. You actually feared for characters and people on screen because death was a presence in this film. The film also subverted my expectations with how it ended, doing a more bold ending compared to its normal, per se, cheesy superheroes win everything happy ending. I did love that, and it leaves me kind of open to wherever the MCU wants to go next, and I'm very open to it. I am in favor of what they're doing, and I'm excited to see what comes next. As for this film, I think it will be remembered as probably one of the bigger summer blockbusters in history, but I feel as after the next MCU Avengers film comes out, this one will most likely be forgotten and not considered as great as it is at the moment. It's having its time in the spotlight, but I don't feel like that's going to last much longer after the next film comes out. Now, it might sound like I'm praising this film in a lot of aspects, but to be honest, I'm not praising the full film. To me, I felt a lot of the comedy, and some of the way the characters were done were quite shit. The entire time the Guardians of the Galaxy were on screen, I wanted them to fuck off, because a lot of the comedy there didn't work, and I felt that was the film's biggest weak point. None of the comedy fully worked with me. Some people in the theater, though, thought it was the best shit ever, and died laughing every time, while I failed to get most of the jokes. And the film clocks in around 2.5 hours, but it never really feels that long. Like I said, with the amount of characters and shit going on, the pacing, well, it feels really good. It's very smooth, and you never really feel the movie's dragging on or feels too short. It's that perfect length and perfect pace to make you actually enjoy it without feeling bored or that it's moving too quick. This also allowing characters and plot to feel a lot better and a lot more enjoyable. While I don't think the plot's great and that all the characters per se work, they do genuinely feel enjoyable to watch. Even if there's a lot of plot holes and just things that I feel wouldn't work on their own, together, well, it's really enjoyable. I gotta give it that, and if anything, this film is just that. It's really enjoyable. Not perfect film, not perfect script, characters, character development, setup, or plot, but you almost don't notice any of that because of how much fun you're actually just having watching this stuff go down on screen. And for that, I think this film actually works. It's one of the biggest summer blockbusters to ever be made, and for what it was batting, I feel like it actually paid off and that it worked, and Marvel should feel proud of this. I feel like I wish they actually made better films in terms of actual filmmaking, but it's a dumb superhero summer movie, and there's not much more you can really expect when going into this. And I feel like you will enjoy this if you're not expecting a whole lot and you're just expecting fun. The film has a lot of strong points toward it and a lot of weak points, but either way it works, and I feel the film is good. Like I said, not great, but it's good. I feel like this could have been done better, but I feel like it could have been done a lot worse, and I'm happy that what we got was still watchable and entertaining. I would say check it out, but let's all face the truth, you've already seen this. And I'm giving this movie a 6 out of 10.